Hey, this is Sreehari from Mr. Phone, and today we have a brand new Infinix phone. This is the Infinix S4. Now, you just saw the unboxing of this, so I'll just keep the box aside and just take the phone out. This is the Infinix S4 with that beautiful blue and black gradient, and in this video today, I'm going to give you a first impressions of this. Now that we've just done the unboxing, let's get right into it. But before we jump into the video, I'm pretty sure you know what I'm going to say. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon right next to it so that you get notified for all the videos that we put out. Now let's keep this back up so that there's just a good look here. But let's get into the phone, and the first thing that we go to is design. Now the phone uses polycarbonate, as I said, also known as plastic, for its body, but it does look quite good. At the back you have a glossy finish and it has a gradient color finish, so there is a light bluish tone on the top and it goes to a dark black color. Now this is a gradient that I have seen before. I'm not the biggest fan of this gradient, but it does look quite good. Now then we go to the sides, and we again have glossy sides with things that make it look like chamfers, but this is plastic, so I don't really know what chamfers are doing here. You have the power button and the volume rockers on the right side of the phone. Both of them are quite clicky for now. And on the left you have a triple SIM slot, so you have two SIM card slots and one separate extra micro SD card slot. On the top there's nothing. On the bottom you have a micro USB cable flanked by a single speaker grill and the headphone jack. So that is for the overview. On the back though, there is one interesting thing. Now this is a phone that's priced under 10,000 rupees easily, and under 10,000 there are a lot of things that today's smartphones are providing. But to get a triple camera setup, and yes, you're not mistaken, what you're seeing on this phone at the back is a triple camera setup. This is something that we've not seen in phones, not seen in a lot of phones under 10,000. And you have that triple camera setup along with the fingerprint scanner, which is quite big. When I was registering my fingerprint, that's when I realized that this fingerprint scanner is quite larger in size than general usual fingerprint scanners that I've seen. Now another thing that I noticed from the back is that the gradient finish and the colors seem to be on the underside of the plastic here. So there is seems to be a whole layer of transparent plastic on top. What that means is that when you scratch the phones, the colors won't go off. You'll still have the phone looking like it. There might be a few scratches that you get, but the colors will still stay here. Now for the display, you have a 720p plus display. The quality itself is quite good. Infinix has been getting quite good with their panels. I remember using Infinix phones in the past and not really liking displays a lot. Since then, for the last, I think 5-6 months, we've seen really good displays from Infinix in the under 10,000 range, which is a difficult thing to pull off. It's still 720p plus resolution. It's not 1080p. It could have been. It's not. But for what it's worth, the quality of the display is quite good. And for 720p plus, I think this is a really good display. Also, what enhances the display really, and I've talked about this a lot of times in the past, is the wallpapers that Infinix provides. Now, here are a set of wallpapers that this phone comes pre-installed with, and I think this is something a lot of people in the comment section have talked to us about. Infinix, Techno, the transient brands actually make really good wallpapers, something that they don't get a lot of credit for. But the wallpapers are again beautiful on this one, and as I expected, the display because of that wallpaper looks quite good. Now coming to software, this is XOS built on Android 9 Pie, and it's called Cheetah and not Hummingbird. What that means is that the OS, according to them, is now much lighter and much faster, something that Infinix told us personally in an interview that they've been working on, and hence the name Cheetah. And apparently you can feel it in the UI, and I do feel it. But this is still a first impression, so if you want me to test this phone out completely, let me know in the comment section below. But this is just the first impressions that I see. Apart from that, it's really good that you get a phone with Android 9 Pie under 10,000 rupees, something that you don't find a lot these days, but this one does come with that. So it's something that I just noticed is in the app drawer, there's something called instant apps, and what it says that there are a few games that you can play without installing them on your phone. This is something that Google has been providing, that is instant apps, where you can use a few apps without actually going to the Play Store and installing them. Here are a few games that I saw here, and they were really fun. I actually got addicted and stopped recording this video a while ago, where I was just playing with the games. Now you have those instant games here. I don't know how useful they are in the long run, but you have that out of the box. Apart from that, XOS has been known to be quite good. I've actually seen much worse software experiences in the past, which is why I think XOS does a good job here. You have face unlock on it. You have a fingerprint scanner at the back, as you saw. There are a few apps that you don't get in most phones. There is this freezer app where you can just put your apps and they'll not pull in any notifications, hence helping the battery a lot. You also have something called Call Care, which is a one-stop shop for any problems that you had with your phone. So if there's any repairs that you want to schedule, if there's any appointments with the company, with the service centers that you want to have, you can all do that with the Call Care app inside this phone. Ton of features in the software. We've actually done a lot of videos about it, so you can go and check that out if you want. But from software, let's move to the specs of this phone, which a lot of you might be waiting for. Now with the Infinix S4, you get a Helio P22 chipset, you get 3 or 4 gigs of RAM, and you get 32 or 64 GB of storage. Now these are not exciting specs, and I'm pretty sure you could get phones with better specs at this price. That said, if you are an everyday user, I don't see why this processor should be any slouch. Everyday performance should be quite smooth. The Helio P22 is nothing to game on a lot. It's not a gaming chipset, but apart from that, I think daily usage should not be a big problem. Now, if you are looking to buy a phone with great specs and the best performance under 10,000, then this is not the one. But there's something else that might interest you in, and those are the cameras. The triple camera setup on the Infinix S4. Infinix S4 actually is one of the first phones under 10,000 to have a triple camera setup. We're only now starting to seeing phones with dual cameras, but triple camera is crazy. Now, what do those triple cameras do? You get a 13 megapixel standard lens, you get a 2 megapixel depth sensor for all your bokeh purposes, and you get an 8 megapixel ultra wide lens. Now, while the depth sensor and the standard lens is something that we can find in a few other phones in this price range, ultra wide lens in a phone under 10,000 is something that we haven't seen before. It is something that we might not have expected to see even, but we have that with the Infinix S4, and that makes it one of the very few devices to have an ultra wide camera even under 12,000, under 13,000. Now, how do these cameras perform? Here are a few pictures for you. We've taken these pictures using the back cameras of the Infinix S4. You let us know what you think of these images in the comment section below. This is a first impression, so I'm going to reserve my thoughts about these images, but you do check out these images and let me know in the comment section what you think of them. Now, if you think the back cameras are the strongest suit of this phone, just look at the front camera, because this one has a 32 megapixel front camera. Yes, a phone under 10,000 with a 32 megapixel front camera. Even back cameras with 32 megapixels is something that we haven't seen at this price, but 32 megapixels on the front camera, it's really crazy. Now, here are the images that I took, the selfies that I took with the front camera. Let me know what you thought. I don't know if this is a Samsung sensor, but this is a true 32 megapixel sensor, and you can let us know in the comment section what you thought of the images. Now, finally coming to battery, this also comes with a 4000 mAh battery, and I think 4000 mAh coupled with a 720p plus display, a very power efficient Helio P22 chipset, should actually give you easily a day of usage or even 2 days of casual usage. It also surprisingly comes with a 10-watt charger, which we haven't seen for phones under 10,000. So that's also another great thing for this 4000 mAh. That 10-watt charger is going to be really helpful because most phones today in this price range come with 5 or at most 6-watt chargers. Now that's it for the Infinix S4. If you want to know the price, even we don't know the price while shooting this video. So we'll put the final price in the description below. So don't forget to check that out after you watch this video.